Hey guys, how's it going? I've got a bunch of soldering wire with me, and I've not been able to figure out which one is the best. Although if you visually look at the solder, it does look, all of them look good actually, but sometimes only when you solder the components just next to each other with different solder, I think that's when you figure out which one is the best solder. So I've got almost 9 soldering wires with me, and running from Kester 44 to Stannol to a couple of German and Chinese ones as well. And I just thought I'll make a video so I can see the quality of the soldering, and and I can share that with you as well. So what I've got over here is I've just got a PCB with some resistors on it, as you can see, and I've got my first solder over here. It's Kester 44 63 tin, and lead is 37. It's as you see, it's manufactured in 2016, 14th of April. What we'll do is we'll start with this solder first. Kester, as you know, is one of the best solders out there, soldering wires out there, and many people swear by it. It's really good, no doubt about it, but it is a bit of an expensive option for if you're soldering on a regular basis. It might tend to be a bit expensive. So we'll start with Kester over here first. All right, I'm going to start with this component over here. So let's see what it gives us. So I've soldered one resistor. Let me solder between the PCB as well. So there you go. Hopefully you can see that clearly. There you go. All right, so if you see this, Kester looks nice and shiny on the component. Just soldering directly on the PCB doesn't seem to do a great job over there. So here you got Kester. Here's the resistors. Nice and shiny joint. Alright, so let's start with the other one. The second one is a Japanese solder called Engineer. Put this, yeah, it says it's made in Japan somewhere, I think. Yeah, it's right in the front, it's right over there. This is SN60, so tin is 60 and lead is 40, and let's see how it does. So I'm gonna just try my PCB. And it seems to do a great job as well. I'll solder a little bit on the PCB. Let's see what we get out of that. Alright, so let's compare this. Alright, so if you see the joints, it's nice. A bit of flux. And it seems to be quite similar to the Kester. Nice and shiny joints, if you see. So not too bad. All right, let's try the next one. Well, this is a Chinese solder. It's called Ming Shida, and I've been using it for quite some time. Before, I think I had Kester 44. It does a good job. It's a decent solder as well. Alright, so let's solder our components there. Yeah. And try this. Trying this. Alright, so here you go. This one over here. They all seem great actually. See the joints. Alright, let's move to the next one. Well, the next one I've got is this brand, ESC Eco Solder. Now this is lead free. As you see, there's no lead in it. It's got tin, silver and copper. Diameter is 0.6 mm. Right, let's solder with this. If I remember correctly, I had a bit of a the solder was not melting that well. That's because it's simply not tin and lead. So let's see how this does. Alright, so this is lead free solder. Now, important thing to note, if you see the shoulder joints over here on this one, they are not shining like the other ones. It's because it's a lead free solder, and this is something that you can expect from lead free solder. If you have been researching solder a bit, solder without lead causes tin whiskers. So after a couple of years, you see fine whiskers coming out from lead-free solder. I do not know if they have improved the formula of the soldering wire, but during my research, this is what I found. If you see the joints as well, let me see if I can focus a bit. They are not shiny at all compared to the other ones. Yeah, so this is what you get from lead-free solder. Alright, we gone. The next one is this one. It's called Mingda. Again, it's a Chinese solder. Lead and tin. Flux 2.2. So let's see how it does. I'm gonna use this one. Alright, so here you've got. So this one is okay. I don't think it's great. You can see the joints made. Yeah, so let's proceed to the next one without further delay. Then the next one is the big and mighty Stannol SN60 PP40. This is 1 kg of solder. I think, I don't know actually, honestly, if this is a good solder, you know. I mean, it does, it's made in Germany and stuff. During my comparison with Kester, I didn't think it was good enough, but you know, let's compare it with Kester and see what we get out of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to solder this one, this joint, this joint, and just put some solder on the bare PCB. So we can look at that one now. One thing I didn't notice was it was kind of giving a bit of, you know, a splattering of the flux when I was using it, and you might have noticed the PCB a little bit whitish, so that could be what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna solder Kester next to it and see what we get out of it. Okay, so what I see is they kind of look similar, and both are shiny joints. You can see that clearly. I hope you can see that. All right, so let's move to the next one. Next one is Multicore 6337. I think diameter is 1 mm, 1.2 mm. So this one is a good brand as well. Yeah, so let's try. So if you see this one, I've soldered this thing over here. It looks good. You see that? Okay, moving on. The next one is Kester lead-free solder. Now this is it's K100LD. Let's see how it performs. To be honest, I'm not a fan of lead-free solder. So well, if you see the solder again, it's, you know, doesn't look like a good nice shiny joint. It's like dry and brittle. You see that? compared to the other. So I'm not gonna solder a component on this one because I know what to expect already. So I'm just gonna leave it to that. The other one I have is a Chinese brand called Super Solder Wire. I don't know what's the brand name, but this is what it is. So let's do a test. Let me see what I get. Oh my, this thing doesn't even melt on the soldering wire, on the soldering iron. I am gonna solder it to the resistor and see what I get. Oh, it's not good. It's not good. This is not free flowing at all. You see that? It's kind of created a lump. All those lead solders melted just fine, but this one, no. Doesn't work. Doesn't want to work. Just leave it aside. And the last one I have is this one, Solder. It's in a brand called, I don't know if you can see that. Kaina, K-A-I-N-E, Chinese solder again. Well, it seems like I haven't even opened it. And just give me a sec. Well, I'm struggling with opening it. For the sake of the video, I'm just gonna solder this tiny bit I pulled off. So I'm gonna solder it here. Alright, let me turn this side and solder it. Yeah. And I'm gonna solder it there. It's okay. Let's try and solder a component and see what we get. Yeah, let's do that. I think it's okay. I don't think it's that great. So I think the conclusion, what we can come to is the branded solders kind of do good, especially the Kester and Stannol and Multicore. So I'm here again using Kester. So if you have been soldering for some time, you will know that the quality of the solder joints is very critical in any PCB design. So this is Kester right now. So this is what you're getting. Let me change the solder wire. So I have Stannol with me right now. There you go. So I'm trying Stannol next to Kester. Well, I think the Stannol gives a very strong chemical odor of some sort and a lot of smoke as well. I think I'm not going to use it, you know, unless I'm soldering in the outside. What I also like is this Multicore solder. I think it's very good as well. Let's check it out here. Look at those joints. Yeah, and this one is a branded soldier as well, engineer, which I mentioned earlier. And I'm going to use this. So it's the second one and the fourth one. Nice, good, bright, shiny joints. All right, so that's what I have to, you know, say right now. And you've seen the entire video. If you have any questions, do let me know. I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. I missed out one solder actually, so I'm just adding a bit to this video. This Chinese solder, I don't know what's the name. I have no idea who's the manufacturer is. But to be honest, I think it could give Kester a run for its money. Let me show you why. So the soldering joint it produces is pretty excellent actually. If you see the joints over here, these are pretty damn good, you know, nice and shiny, bright. Let me solder these components over here. This one here, this one here, that's a bit too much. This one here, and let me do this one with Kester over here, and Kester over here, and over here. Alright, so if you see these joints, I agree there's quite a bit of solder over there. So these are nice and shiny joints by a Chinese solder. And there's ones over there, Kester by good as well. But if you compare this with these, it's pretty damn good. So what we'll do is, I'm gonna use the Chinese solder again, sorry. And I'm into 1 and 2 and this side I'm doing Kester now. This one is Kester, this one is Kester, and this one is Kester. Alright, so see that? It's pretty damn good actually. And it's pretty cheap as well compared to the Kester. So I don't know, you know, it could, as I said earlier, it could give Kester a run for its money. So I'm using the Chinese solder again. This one, and this one is the Chinese solder. And this one is Kester. This one is Kester. And this one is Kester. All right, let me know what you think. Yeah, hopefully you have better answers than I do. Have a great day. Take care.